Well, your taxes could be going up soon after the Senate's failure to pass both Republican and Democrat-backed bills to extend the expiring payroll tax cuts. The extension is a priority of President Obama. Take a listen.
That's why it's so disappointing last night, by the way, that Senate Republicans voted to block that payroll tax cut. That effectively would raise taxes on nearly 160 million hardworking Americans because they didn't want to ask a few 100,000 of the wealthiest Americans to pay their fair share and get the economy growing faster than everybody. And I think that's unacceptable.
Well, Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, joins us, along with Republican Senator Mark Kirk of Illinois. Senator Manchin, the president blames Republicans for the failure of one. There were actually two bills voted on, but in fact, you voted against it as well, right?
Well, the problem is everybody seems to be playing the blame game, and that's not how you fix things, by blaming people. We need reform, simple tax reform, and that'll be a fairness to the system. It would be consistent. People would have confidence that we're willing to fix and tackle the big problems. That's all we're asking for. And it goes right back to the Bowles-Simpson plan that was laid out a year ago. Neither the president nor any of our leadership has stepped to the plate to fix the big problems, and they keep fooling with Social Security. That was an attack on Social Security as far as I was concerned. I wasn't willing to go down that road.
Senator Kirk, we saw you nodding in agreement there with what your fellow senator had to say. He says, let's fix the big problems. Right now, Congress doesn't seem to be able to come to agreement on the little problems.
That's right, but I think this legislation would have made it worse. This is a chart showing the hit that would be taken by Social Security contributions. Seniors would be left out by $250 billion of tax revenue needed to support the Social Security program. And we would have paid for this party not until 2018, with seniors basically being told, trust us, we'll pay the Social Security Trust Fund back. I think we should maintain Social Security contributions, which is why so many of us on a bipartisan basis defended Social Security and resisted this legislation.
So John, when people call that a tax increase, that's not fair representation. This tax was one purpose and one purpose only: to pay for basically retirement benefits through Social Security as people grow older, the dignity and respect of life they should have at that point in time. And we started down that slippery slope last year. I voted for $120 billion reduction. I go back home in West Virginia, very few people even know they were getting it, and now they want to double down to $240 billion. We haven't seen any appreciable gains whatsoever. I just did not think that was the right thing for us to start doing. How many people believe that we could stop it next year? This will continue on forever, and it'll really just cripple Social Security. And Mark and I weren't willing to do that.
Senator Kirk, he's called it a failed policy, your fellow Senator Joe Manchin. You agree?
It did. It didn't create any net new jobs, and it wounded Social Security greatly. If we doubled down, we would hit the Social Security Trust Fund again, $250 billion. We already know Social Security is running in the red. We know that 10,000 Americans qualify for Social Security each day. I am for funding Social Security, and therefore I think we should accurately call this bill for what it is. It cuts Social Security contributions, and I think that's the wrong way to go for a program that is already in the red.
Well, Senator Manchin, there seems to be appetite in the White House and among many of your fellow senators to somehow cobble something together that extends this employment tax.
I would hope that the seniors and those to be soon seniors who are depending on Social Security would speak out and speak out loudly, because we're going down a slippery slope. Even if we did not give this exemption or extension of the tax reduction, by 2037, we'll have to cut all benefits in Social Security by 22% on the path we're going right now, John. That's unacceptable, and we can fix it. We know we can fix it. All we're asking is the leadership of both of our parties, respectfully, and the president to start leading. Let's put down and look at something and fix this big problem that we have for the next generation.
Welcome news to a lot of ears. Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia, a Democrat, and Mark Kirk of Illinois, a Republican. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.